Let me go in. So, hi, good morning. My name is Caroline Werkhoven, and I work in Maricopa Cooperative Extension Office. I'm program coordinator there for the 4-H program. Welcome to the new reality of Zoom. This is pretty much how we are operating at the moment. A little bit of my background. I am a parent. I am a mother of a daughter who discovered a love of horses through her 4-H project. Through 4-H, we became part of a community. We learned a lot about horses. She learned through doing. I learned by supporting her, as in to this day, I still do not know how to put a saddle or a bridle on a horse. Julia's just recently graduated high school and is now riding on the equestrian team at South Dakota State University. And I felt like this was a good time for me to give back to 4-H. So when an opportunity became available at Maricopa, I jumped in because I just feel that this program offers so much to any child. You can discover your passion and you can go with it as far as you want. The volunteers that we have in the program, of which I was one, support the child from the minimum to the maximum, depending on what they want to do. So that's my background. I'm giving kind of back to the 4-H program that supported my daughter and I. During COVID time, here we are in Zoom, but actually we've been able to use this downtime to reassess and reevaluate our policies and procedures and the way our program is run. And we have also spent a lot of time revamping our website so that we can provide information on the 4-H program to volunteers, to potential new leaders and new members. People think of 4-H as being that traditional agricultural background. We're really trying to emphasize that you can have a project on anything, whether it's metalworking, sewing, cooking, bugs. It doesn't have to be about livestock. My most important, I don't know if important, but one of the biggest projects we've been working on, of course, based on my horse background, is we've been revamping the horse rule book here in Maricopa County. I'm looking forward to the day when we can all be back together and not visiting each other by Zoom. It's really important for our program. So thank you very much. And now over to my other program coordinators.
Mm-hmm. Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Hansen. My background, I grew up in Montana, so most of my friends have been 4-Hers, but I never grew up in the program because my mom thought that you needed a cow or a horse to participate. And so when I got hired on 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, it was eye-opening to see that 4-H does extend to all areas and all projects, anything of interest for youth. And so being an educator, I've been able to bring a different perspective to our group's outlook on 4-H, and I work with the schools using or doing STEM programming and spin clubs. And so spin clubs isn't spin like we're exercising, it's called special interest. And so these are short times with youth. Usually it's done in a school setting. And so I like to think of it like a commercial 4-H. And so just to get the kids exposed to a project or an area of interest that would just spark that flame that they have for hands-on learning. And so I've helped with the AmeriCorps and get them into schools. And so I see, as an educator, I see the benefit of this hands-on learning model for our youth to really make the best better. And so I'm a current student at Arizona State University. I am studying to get my master's in teaching English as a second language. I am glad that I can use the skills that I've learned in 4-H to help bring a different perspective to this community and to my coworkers. The biggest thing that I've helped also work on is the website, and we're just revamping it for our community, But my greatest joy has been to work within the schools, working with our AmeriCorps and seeing the kids' faces. This is a different environment as you see, but as Caroline said, we are able to still move forward. We're still able to bring programming. The current project that I'm working on right now is called 4-H I Grow. I'm working with some master gardeners, some ag in the classroom participants, and an AmeriCorps. We're working within a school setting, and so we're teaching them about health and nutrition. We're also teaching them some agricultural pieces of planting and harvesting and things like that. And so it's been a great joy to see and participate in, and I can't wait to get together one day in person. So I'll pass it on to Esther.
Hi, I'm Esther Geel. I'm also one of the program coordinators in Maricopa. I have no background in 4-H at all. I just knew Caroline. Her daughter was in a 4-H horse club, and I just thought that was her horse club's name, not knowing what 4-H was. I've been here a year and a half, and in the year and a half, I learned a lot about 4-H. I'm very impressed with, I'm work mainly with the clubs and the kids and the dog and the livestock committee. And my experience with these kids is how dedicated they are to their animals, and they get up 5 a.m. in the morning, feed and work with their animals, then go to school and then practice after school again. So the dedication that they have for their animals and love, and when they go to shows and when they lost, they still learn from it, say, oh, I'm so sad I lost, no, I will do better next time. So I was very impressed with that. And my first experience was, my first day at work was at the county fair last year in April. And never ever had I been to a fair, period. So that was an eye-opening. And this little kid comes running up to me and he goes, Miss Esther, look at my buckle. And I'm looking at his buckle, and I said, oh, explain to me, because I'm very new to this. And he said, well, I win a buckle because I became a champion. And he became a champion with his buckle for this turkey. And I said, oh, how much fun. What do you do with that? And he goes, well, now my turkey is going to go to the auction. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? And he goes, well, that means he's going to go to the slaughter. And my face was like, you worked with your turkey for so long, and it's going to go to slaughter. And I guess this poor little boy was, probably 12, and he saw my face. He goes, oh, no, don't worry, Miss Esther. It's okay. Otherwise, it would be your Thanksgiving meal. So now I got money for it. So here I'm all sad and all, like, oh, poor turkey, poor boy. And he's like, that's the circle of life. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. So that's what they, they learn. They take care of the animal. They win something, and, the circle of life, and they get something new and train another animal again. So that was for me an eye-opening. I always thought, they're pets, but for them, it's, also kind of like their business. So that was my first opening. And what I missed the most with this whole COVID is, the interaction with the kids, because just to see their expression from all their hard work, and are so proud to show us what they've done. So I really hope that after, whenever we are going to get back to normal, that we can meet the kids again, join them at their events, at their meetings, and look at what they're doing with the animals. So that's what I miss the most, just being interactive with him, because once COVID hit, all doors shut down, but then we all got to learn Zoom, and we learned things that we have never done before. So, there are some things that we might not reuse again, but some things I think has been created that we will use for many more years. So hopefully we all get back to normal again and enjoy. So thank you.
So I'm going to stop the recording now.